Hello my Wolfpack and welcome to the PBAL Week 9 Team Builder. Now it's crazy that we are already on Week 9 of this league. I will say Week 8, we didn't actually battle. I got the forfeit win in that case. So we are now currently 3-5, 3 wins to 5 losses. Hopefully going to end off the season with 5-5, I'm hoping, that's my aim. But, you know, we'll see what happens in this match. So we are battling the New York Escavaliers this week, coached by Carboni, I think that's how you say it. And we've got here Frostlass, Raichu, Garchomp, Arcanine, Mandibuzz, Serena, Azumarill, Armaldo, Cobraja, and Slowking Galarian form. Quite a scary team, if I'm honest. Quite a scary team. There are a few mons here, particularly like Garchomp and Arcanine, which can obviously put in a ton of work. Azumarill, if it's belly drummed at the right situation, can also put in a ton of work. Frostlass is even an option. Raichu is also scary. Armaldo, you know, a lot of these mons are scary. Galarian Slowking just doesn't die. Yeah, so we have got some mons here. We've got some mons here. We've got Dragapult here with Choice Scarf. The reason I've Choice Scarf Dragapult is because the Garchomp has a risk of being Scarfed. Scarf Chomp is a very common set, and I do not want that to happen. My Draco Meteor 100% of the time takes it out, assuming it doesn't miss. But yeah, having that Choice Scarf Draco Meteor opportunity on all of this team except for the Azumarill, obviously, and Cobraja, that is going to do a big damage output on the majority of mons. We've got Shadow Ball, which covers the Frostlass, it covers the Galarian Slowking, it hits the majority of the team for neutral damage except for the Mandibuzz. We've got Thunderbolt here as well, which obviously hits the Mandibuzz. It hits the Azumarill as well. And then we've got Surf, which hits things like the Armaldo. It hits a lot of the other mons for neutral. It hits Arcanine for super effective damage as well. So I've got coverage here to hit really hard with Dragapult. And it can definitely come in, especially late game, and get a late game sweep is what I'm thinking with Dragapult. EV-wise, I'm EV to outspeed a Scarf. I think I actually EV to outspeed Scarf Frostlass in the end, because that was the fastest mon on the team, and I thought, you know, I'd rather do an extra like 40 EVs investment and allow myself to outspeed a potential Scarf Frostlass than to see a Scarf Frostlass and regret it. So I am deciding to outspeed everything on this team if it's Scarfed. Other EV wise, I've gone for max special attack with a Modest just for the maximum damage output. Obviously Draco Meteor is a really solid option to go for here, but I do need to be very careful. Obviously I can't really risk going for multiple of those because the -2 of my special attack, it just means problems for me. Next up, we have got one of our new pickups, the only new pickup. I didn't pick up two. We picked up Skarmory. Now Skarmory is a really fantastic Pokemon. I absolutely love it. I absolutely love using it, and I thought it works better than Bisharp, honestly, because Bisharp was just causing me problems. I just couldn't run it, I just couldn't figure it out, and I've tried before and I just couldn't sort it out. So Skarmory was the option to go for. On here we've got Rocky Helmet, and that's because we've got like Garchomp, you've got Arcanine, you've got Serena, Azumarill, Armaldo, Cobraja. All of them are typically mons that are physical and use like physical moves that will touch you. So Rocky Helmet I thought was a no-brainer on here. Sturdy in case I get hit by like a Flare Blitz from Arcanine and it like crits. I don't think it can naturally take me out. We've got Toxic on here. Toxic on things like the Mandibuzz is going to be really helpful because Mandibuzz does not like to go down easily. Toxic in Garchomp, especially if it's going to Sword Stance, is going to be a really good option as well. Obviously I can't Toxic Cobraja or Slowking, but at the same time, Cobraja can't really do anything to me unless it's got Heat Crash, but then it just takes the Rocky Helmet damage. And Slowking, it does get access to Flamethrower, and I think Thunderbolt as well, so I do need to obviously be very considerate of that. But we will see what happens. Obviously, Toxic-wise, it can't Toxic me, so Skarmory is free to like roost up if it's doing less than 50% damage. Iron Head, because that covers things like the Frostlass for super effective damage, it just hits several of the mons here. We've got Drill Peck as well, because I thought that hits the Serena really nicely, and it will just hit neutral on the majority of the mons on this team. And it's just damage output. I thought Brave Bird was a bit excessive here because I don't want to be losing the health, especially with the defensive variant. So I thought Drill Peck just for a little bit of damage output would be a nice option. EVs, we've got max HP, max special defense with a impish nature, so we've got maximum defense here. I think it said special defense a second ago. I meant defense. Yeah, Skarmory is defensive wall. It's going to hopefully stop things. Moving on to our third mon, we have got Mudsdale coming back again, because Mudsdale is one of my favourite mons in this team. It is putting in work, and it can definitely put in work here. Earthquake hits the Arcanine for super effective damage, the Armaldo for neutral, the Slowking for super effective, the Copperaja for super effective. It hits the Azumarill for neutral, Serena is hit by Rock Slide for neutral, Mandibuzz is hit by super effective Rock Slide, Iron Head is just coverage on like the Frostlass, Earthquake on the Raichu. Realistically, this thing just blitzes through this team. If he wants to try and run a Trick Room, which I really doubt he will, but if he wants to run Trick Room, obviously Mudsdale is really slow, so we've got the option there. Stealth Rock for passive damage, because I think actually having passive damage on things like the Garchomp, the Mandibuzz, because Mandibuzz doesn't always run heavy duty boots. In fact, I haven't commonly run heavy duty boots with it. But yeah, the passive damage could definitely be really helpful and allow me to kill a lot of different Pokemon. So that is my thought process with the Mudsdale there. Moving on to the next Pokemon, we have got Cryogonal. Cryogonal? I don't know. A Cryogonal? I don't know. But we have got this Ice Boy, or Ice Genderless one. We have got Freeze Dry, Flash Cannon, Knockoff, Recover. Knockoff, obviously getting rid of items, especially like if it's leftovers on Mandibuzz or something. Or like Garchomp with Rocky Helmets, getting rid of those items is really helpful. Slowking if it's got like Black Sludge, for example. But yeah, like getting rid of items going to be huge. Flash Cannon, I've got for coverage on things like Frostlass, which hits for super effective damage. It'll hit the Armaldo, I think, for super effective damage. It hits neutral on some other mons that I can't hit with damage. We've got Freeze Dry, which covers for the Garchomp. I think it has a solid chance to take out the Garchomp. We've got Mandibuzz, it obviously hits really hard. Serena, it hits really hard. Azumarill, it hit really hard. And yeah, that's about it. It can hit a lot of this team pretty hard, but it is walled by things like Copperaja, Galarian Slowking, which are problems for it. We've got leftovers to allow ourselves to heal a little bit, but I suppose it can sit against Slowking for a little while, but if it Toxics, then that's a big problem for us. But we can knock off, we can recover, obviously, as an option if need be. That's it for Cryogonal. It's designed to outspeed the Garchomp, because it can outspeed it by like 1 point, obviously. But yeah, that's the thought process there. Next up, we have got a Choice Scarf Thunderous Furion. I did consider going for a Choice Specs, but I thought Choice Scarf just worked a little bit nicer from what I wanted. We've got Thunderbolt, which hits the majority of the team for neutral damage. The only things it doesn't hit is Serena and the Garchomp. We've got Focus Blast, which hits the Garchomp for 2-hit KO, I think. And also hits things like the Serena for neutral damage. It hits the Copperaja for super effective damage. And then we've got Sludge Wave, which is mostly there for the Serena, because realistically, it is a switch-in on a Thundurus. It is one of the 2 or 3 switch-ins he has on the Thundurus, which realistically, one of the switch-ins is Garchomp, one is Serena. So I have to like consider what I'm going for there for it to happen. And then Volt Switch, because obviously Volt Switching out can be really helpful. Now Raichu, obviously, if I switch on Raichu and it's got an electric type attack coming, then I'm going to be in a really good situation, obviously with my Voltazor, but for that reason I don't think he will be bringing the Raichu. So on here I have got, speed-wise, I'm outspeeding Arcanine. That is it. So Garchomp, Raichu and Frostlass all outspeed me. Excuse me. Got hiccups. So yeah, Frostlass, Raichu and Garchomp are outspeeding me. Raichu isn't really too much of a concern. Frostlass is a big concern, but I have got other mons that can deal with it, so like Skarmory, the Dragapult, even Snorlax can deal with it. But anything Arcanine downwards on here I can outspeed, and the majority of them I can cause problems for. So yeah, that's what I'm going for with this set. And our last Pokemon, we've got Snorlax coming in again. I think Snorlax is going to actually work really well on this team. Sorry, I've got some stuff on my on my mouse I'm playing with blue sack at the same time, so yeah. Frost, sorry, Snorlax with Assault Vest and Thick Fat, obviously that reduces the damage from the Frostlass and the Arcanine, so we can wall it much better. We've got the Assault Vest, which allows us to live more hits. Darkest Lariat hits the Frostlass. It also hits other mons if, for example, they are setting up their defense for any reason. You've got the Earthquake, which covers on the Raichu. It hits the Arcanine. It hits the Copraja. It hits the Slowking. Obviously, really good coverage on there. Thunder Punch obviously hits on the Mandibuzz in particular, but also the Azumarill for super effective damage. Then Ice Punch again for the Mandibuzz, but also hits the Garchomp for super effective damage. So I think we have coverage for basically every single mon on this team in Snorlax. I haven't gone for the normal stab, but otherwise we've got a lot of damage output possible here. EV-wise, I went for more of attack investment here because I do want this thing to cause damage. But giving it a little bit of special defense investment to allow it just to do a little bit more there. But yeah, that is my team. I'm looking at this and thinking like, yes, I absolutely love it. I think this is a really solid team. I think I've actually thought through a lot of my plays and a lot of the ways that I'm going to actually like try and break this team. But obviously, how the match goes, we don't know. What do I expect him to bring? I expect to see Garchomp and Arcanine 100%. They are two fantastic Pokemon. Azumarill seems likely. Slowking, G, or Copraja, I can see one of those two coming. Armaldo I could definitely see coming. And I can see Raichu or Frostlass. I don't see both of them coming, but I can definitely see one of them coming as a Scarf. Probably more likely Frostlass, because a Scarf Frostlass actually does cause some problems for my team. Especially if it wants to set up like some Ice Beams. In fact, Ice Beam just blitzes through free on my team immediately. So yeah, that's kind of my thought process with what Mons is going to bring, but I guess we will see. Anyways, that is going to be all for today, so I hope you enjoyed this. If you have, please do like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Anyways, I'm out of here, so have a good one, and I'll see you soon.